Hi everybody, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Now, I rarely get this question, but it is an important one, and it's when is the best time to exercise if your goal is to build muscle? Now, this is usually asked by men, but it also pertains to women. Well, my generic answer to best time to do anything is always going to be when you can do it. All right. Now, some of us can maybe go to the gym only, in the morning before work, or maybe after work, or if you're super busy, maybe it's only on the weekends. So whenever you can get to it, then do it. Don't overthink it. Just plan it, schedule it, and do it consistently, and you'll get results. However, in an ideal world, there really is a best time for exercising to build muscle. Now, the first rule for building muscle is to optimize your hormones. Now, this is extremely important. I'll get to that in a minute, so make sure you watch to the end of the video. Now, the second rule for building muscle is that you need to feed it, and thus you have to eat a good amount of extra food. There's no way around it. Food is your most anabolic substance. Now, you can exercise all you want, all day long. You can sleep all day long. You can take lots of steroids. But if you don't eat enough food, gaining muscle is going to be very difficult and in fact impossible. So you want to make sure that you eat at least one good meal and preferably 2 or 3 meals before you go to the gym. What you want to do is you need to fill up your muscles with enough food, proteins, carbs, and fats, so you can have a good workout and be strong and get a good pump, right? And have stamina to lift heavy weights for enough sets and reps. Listen, the more volume, sets, and reps that you can do and still recover, the more muscle you'll grow. And recovery starts with food. So don't even think about going to the gym first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, okay? You'll just burn away your muscles. You have no fuel and your body will readily burn muscle before fat for energy levels, okay? Especially when you're lifting weights, which uses muscle protein. It's different though when you're doing cardiovascular exercise, which can be done on an empty stomach, and I'll do another video about that later. Additionally, you want to feed the muscle at least 2 good meals after your workout, which means don't work out last thing at night and then go to sleep on an empty stomach. So I'm going to give you some 3 scenarios. And the best and most ideal scenario is that you get 3 meals in, okay, then go to the gym and then eat 3 more meals. Of course, not everyone can do this, especially if you have a job, right? Unless they work during their lunch hour and then go to the gym then, and a lot of my clients do. Or maybe you're in school and you can take off, an hour or so in the middle of the day and go to the gym. Anyway, if you can do this, great. This is the best option. 3 meals before and after your workout. Then the second best option would be a morning workout. You'll get 1 good meal, like a good breakfast, and then go to the gym and then eat the rest of your meals during the day. Morning workouts are better because you'll get energized and burn more calories the rest of the day. The third and last best option would be a night workout. Basically, you come home after work, for example, then you go to the gym and eat 1 good solid meal and then go to sleep maybe an hour or 2 later. This is the last option because exercising increases body temperature and cortisol levels, a stress hormone, which stimulates also the nervous system and thus makes sleep more difficult. But again, this is better than no workout at all. The bottom line is that you need to get at least 1 good meal before and after your workout. That's the key. Now, if you're doing some kind of intermittent fasting, I would suggest the same thing. Break your fast with at least 1 good meal, then go to the gym, and then eat again. This, of course, depends on how long you're fasting for, right? If you're going to be eating for 8 hours, that gives you plenty of time to feed the muscle before and after your workout. And I stated earlier, genetics aside, muscle growth is always dependent on your hormones. This is why women can never get as big as men. And this is why guys in their 50s and older will never look as good as they did in their 20s. Again, all having to do with your hormones. Now, the great part is that you can always optimize and maximize your hormones naturally at any age. Now, so there's something I want to talk about, and that's being anabolic and anti-catabolic. Now, the reason I tell you to make sure you get at least 1 meal before and after your workout is to manage insulin levels, which is both anabolic and anti-catabolic. Listen, by having some carbs before and after your workouts as part of a meal, also with some proteins and a little bit of fat as well, you'll have higher blood sugar and insulin levels. This shuttles and moves the food that you just ate into the muscle for your workout and feeds your muscle. This is the anabolic part, the building. And then the carbs after your workout, again with some protein, a little bit of fat, keeps blood sugar levels elevated, which continues to feed the muscle, but also lowers cortisol, your catabolic stress hormone. This means that you are now anti-catabolic. Remember, it's one thing to build muscle, but you also want to reduce the muscle breakdown at the same time. Now you get double the growth, double the progress. Otherwise, it's like you'll gain 5 pounds of muscle and lose 5 pounds and end up with no progress, which is what happens to most people every year. Also, keep in mind that as cortisol, that stress hormone, goes up, your testosterone, the anabolic hormone, comes down. And without testosterone, you'll never gain any muscle. Thus, it comes back to optimizing your hormones, increasing the anabolic hormones while minimizing the catabolic hormones. And if you really want to increase muscle, then you should consider using a clinically proven testosterone boosting, hormone optimizing supplement such as Alpha Viral. Now you'll have optimal hormonal balance for building muscle, gaining strength, and losing fat all at the same time. Plus, as an added bonus, you'll have higher sex drive and libido too, which is always nice. And you can get more details about Alpha Viral below in the description area. You can just click the link. So in closing and in summary, make sure you feed your muscles with at least one good meal before and after your weight training workout. This will help build muscle and reduce muscle breakdown at the same time. Finally, add in a testosterone boosting, hormone optimizing solution like Alpha Viral to really increase the anabolic anti-catabolic ratios needed to build muscle, gaining strength, and losing fat. Then go rest, okay? And then slowly you'll build muscle over the next few weeks and months. Be patient. Building muscle takes time. So that's it for today. I hope this gave you a little bit more clarity. If you found it helpful, please subscribe to this channel and click that bell icon so you'll be notified for future videos when they're released. And also let me know what questions you have and what you liked and what you learned by leaving your comments below in the video underneath here. As always, thanks for listening and have a happy and healthy day.